Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you once again for having this hearing, and thank you, Ranking Member Casey. I'm going to meet with some Massachusetts folks this afternoon, but I don't know if they're in here today already. Well, there they are. Okay, good, good. I thought you'd be louder than that. All right, it's good to see you. Hope I didn't wake you up over there. Okay, good, good. But I'm really glad that all of you are here, and I'm glad that we're getting a chance to talk about type 1 diabetes and to meet some of the people who are speaking out for the 1.25 million Americans who have type 1 diabetes. You know, I know that researchers all across the country are working hard to try to understand type 1 diabetes and to develop better treatments on how to deal with it. There's even some talk of cure. And we've made a lot of progress with medicines and innovative devices that I think we've been talking about this morning, like insulin pumps and an artificial pancreas and inhalable insulin. That all happens because of our investments in biomedical research. But we know there's a lot more to do. So, Dr. Rogers, I know you've already talked some about the artificial pancreas and how it's been a game changer for many of the people in this room. And you mentioned that NIH funding has been critical for several trials that have been able to get you in a position to push the envelope on what the artificial pancreas can do, including one led by researchers at Boston University and Massachusetts General Hospital. And I just wondered if you could just say one more word about the work that is being done there in Massachusetts or anywhere else in the country about how we are pushing out on the edges of research for diabetes.
Absolutely, Senator. And that work that they've done, particularly in Boston, and I'll talk about the other places, they really have done some critical, pivotal trials sort of in the real world. So, for example, they led trials looking at the Beacon Hill area and having people in the community living as normal existence as possible as they were being monitored. They've had summer camps for young kids using these, and a lot of this were precursors to their current study that's on the way of this bihormonal pump, which includes both insulin as well as glucagon investigators. I had mentioned a little bit earlier, but it does bear repeating, that other investigators are looking at ways with the existing FDA-approved device to expand this in the pediatric population, because currently it's only approved for 14 years of age. And we know that the better control of your blood sugar that you can get early on will lead to better improvements or risk reduction in complications later on in life.
Well, I appreciate that. I think there are a bunch of people here under 14 who are rooting for you
Yeah.
to get this done as quickly as possible. You guys ready for that? Ready to do a little experimentation in that? Yeah, you got help here. Now, I want to put in a small plug because this research has been made possible by the National Institutes of Health, and it is vitally important that it continue. Important to everyone in this room, important to all of your families, and important to people all across the country. We are grateful for your work, Dr. Rogers, and grateful for the work of other researchers in this area, but we're also grateful to our fellow Americans whose tax dollars help make that research possible. And it's the reason that many of us oppose cuts to the National Institute of Health. Even if the special diabetes program is reauthorized, right now there are proposed cuts of over 20% in a single year. And that would knock out the legs from underneath the kind of innovation we're trying to build, and the kind of innovation for new treatments and even cures for diabetes. So I just want to make the point that research takes money, and we need to support it in a sustained way. I know it's something that Senator Collins has been strong on, Senator Casey has been strong on, Senator Shaheen, Senator Donnelly, but we're going to need all of you to be out there and help support the National Institutes of Health, because they support the research scientists who are going to make your lives a whole lot better. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Thank you, Senator. Thank you. Thank you.